Hi, happy Monday. I'm super excited today to show you the third book in our Hit in the Books bookmaking series for Family Art Club. Today's book is really fun. It's called a flip-flop book. A flip-flop book. So, what you're going to need, what your supplies you're going to need several sheets of colored copy paper. You could also use construction paper, but generally, like in all of my projects, I really prefer a colored copy paper. If I'm using colored paper, you could also use just a white copy paper as well. And you're going to need some tape. I'm using a colored craft masking tape. You can use washi tape. You can use really any tape. Just know that the tape you use the tape is gonna be visible. So I like to use at least a colored masking tape or a washi tape, just so it's cute and kind of attractive to look at. So these books are really great because they go two directions. So a lot of times you can make a flip-flop book and do, like if you're using them in the classroom or for home learning, you can use them to explore, compare and contrast, or you can use them to tell two sides of the same story. There are lots of different things that you can do with these books, and you'll kind of understand what I'm saying when I show you how it goes. So first, you're going to take your copy paper and you're going to fold it in half. Remember, like I said, you fold the corners, you line up your corners, and you pull your finger from the edge to the middle, and then to each edge like that, so that will give you a nice, it'll give you a fold that really lines up really well instead of one that's more like this. You can tell that I fold, since I lined up my corners first, my edges are nice and clean. I'm gonna go like that a couple times, then I'm gonna flip it over and go back over. And then this is something that you want to do only with your paper, because I'm actually going to use I'm going to use my tongue. And I'm not like getting it too spitty, but the moisture helps you put your hands flat on the table and pull it apart. So that way you don't even need scissors. And you also get 100% perfectly even pieces of paper. And that's just a really easy trick. Like I said, you only want to do that obviously with your paper. You don't want to share that paper with a neighbor, especially in COVID times. Keep our spit to ourselves, right? And I'm going to do it again. The same thing, but this time I'm not going to tear. I'm just going to fold. So I lined up my corners, and I went to the middle, line up my corners, hold it tight, go to the middle, pull it back, and then you're holding it like this, and you go boom and boom. That works pretty well, honestly. It's really easy. You can make some small adjustments if you'd like. I've got this rainbow friend hanging out with me today. I love having my window full of prisms, so I get to hang out with rainbows all afternoon. And then these, you've got what looks like book pages, so that's really fun, but it's going to be counterintuitive to what you expect. So a lot of times if you've made a book before, you've probably gone like this, right? You've gone like this, and then you've stapled it. That's one way to make a book, but we're not going to make a book like that. For this one, you take what's called a folio. Each one of these is a folio. and you stack them. That's like bookmaker lingo. So you're going to take your folios and you're going to stack them together so that you've got your folds sitting on top of each other. And then I'm going to take my tape. I don't need a lot, but I'm going to need 2 pieces. You could also use 3 if you want to do like 3 all the way down, or you could do the whole edge. It's up to you. The minimum is 2. I'm going to do 2 pieces. I'm going to put my folds are here and my openings are here, and I'm going to put the folds so that they're facing the sky. And I'm going to line them up. And I'm going to take my piece of my tape. I'm going to put half of it on one side, half of it over here. You'll see what I'm doing when I turn it over, because then you're going to take your tape and you're going to push it over the edge and then back down on the other side. Push it over the edge, back down on the other side. So you've got, it looks like this, it looks like this, and then all your pages are part of it. So I've already got one. So then you can make as many of these as you want, but you want to make sure so that your book pages, like you still only have, you're taping 2 folia together, but then you can stack as many of these as you want, but for each 2, you're going to have to tape them together. So I'm just going to do 2, and then I'm going to take my tape again. You can do long or short. Sometimes some people, you can go across the whole top edges, or you can just kind of just do a little bit. So I'm going to do the same thing with my folds / my tape towards the sky. I'm going to put my tape on here, make sure it's lined up, and fold it over. Put my tape on here, line it up, and then fold it over. So then we have a book. So we've got lots of different pages. You could keep adding your 2-piece folios to here and just keep adding tape around and around. But I think we're ready to make the flip-flop part of this book. So what you're going to do is you're going to do that twice. So I already have one in pink that I made before I started the video. It's the exact same thing, but we are going to flip them around. So instead of going like this and making a really long book that goes one way, I want to do it so that it opens on each page. And so what you're going to do is you're going to take this, your back covers, and at this point you can tape them, or you can glue them. So if you'd like a cleaner look, you can glue them. But since we're already using tape, I'm going to use a different kind of tape, a different color, just so that you guys can see the difference between the tapes I just did on the individual books and the tapes I'm doing to keep the 2 books together. So I'm going to go here, you line it up. Like I said, if you want to keep a cleaner look, you're welcome to use like a glue stick. That works too. To actually just kind of like what we did with the accordion book, where you glue them together. And I'm going to give it a little bit more reinforcement up and down here. So then I've got it like that. And then I'm going to flip it over here. And I'm going to do the same thing here. So I'm going to go it kind of makes an eye. Do some lines here. And so you can actually get kind of like fancy with your taping. This is just like the bare minimum of taping, but if you wanted to do like a tape design, that you can do that. You can do different colors of tapes. You can do all kinds of things. This just shows you the structure. But once you get the structure down, you can do whatever you want. So then you've got a book that opens like this. And it all has pink pages. And then when you get to the end, you flip it over and turn it around, you flip-flop it, and you've got a book with blue pages that all goes like that. So, as you can see, like I explained at the beginning, this is really great for comparing and contrasting or telling two sides of the story. And you can make it as many pages as you want, as long as you just kind of continue doing that taping and tearing with your paper. So then it all folds up together like this. You can have it like that. And this is a title page. So I can draw on here for you. So I might be like, so I've got a title page here. And I've also got a title page here. So depending which way you want to read it, you've got two flip-flop books. These are really fun. I hope you have fun with them. You can do them for fun. You can do them for at-home learning. So many different things that you can make a book about to even kind of reflect on some of the things that you've been learning this school year so far. So here you go. Flip-flop book. And I'll show you another one next week. Another kind of book. All right. We'll see you later. Have a good week.